Hey, welcome back to my channel where I am documenting my budgeting journey using the conscious spending plan, zero-based budgeting, and the cash envelope method. If you're new to the channel, my name is Joya. I am in my 30s. I am single, child-free. I work from home as a medical billing supervisor, and I live with my mom, so I am currently debt-free. Now, with all that being said, this may not resonate with a lot of you, and that is totally okay. I know that I am not for everybody. What I suggest, if you are one of those people, click the option on the video to have YouTube not recommend the channel or let YouTube know that you are not interested so that I don't show up in your feed. Because if you thumbs down the video, YouTube counts that as engagement and I might still show up in your feed every once in a while, okay? But for those of you who want to stick around, I'm going to be doing my monthly budget for August and then a paycheck breakdown for the first paycheck of August. Normally, I have all of this filled out and I just do an overview, but I am making a couple of changes and I wanted to go through all of that with you. So I get paid every 7th and the 22nd. So I have a 10-day paycheck, an 11-day paycheck, or a 12-day paycheck, which means my monthly budget is all over the place. And in order for me to really have an actual monthly budget that I can stick to, I needed the number to be the same. So what I did was use my 10-day paycheck of $1,600 to be my projected budget for the month. My actual is usually always higher though because of the 11 and 12-day paycheck amount. So I'm kind of like tricking myself into thinking that I am saving money, so to speak. So pretty much having my income be low for the budget and then the actual will be high. So the budgeted income for the month will be $3,200. Going into the next bucket, which is my expenses, and I will be linking Ramit's video for the conscious spending plan because it details the percentages. This is a how I, not a how to. Okay, he's the how to, this is a how I. All right, okay. So for the expenses, everything comes to $1,609. And out of the expenses, he does say to calculate an extra 15% of your expenses to be a projected unexpected expense. And I have put that amount in card maintenance. So 1609 times 15% is $241.35, but I am rounding that down to $240. So this is technically in the expenses category, but this is a part of my short to midterm savings, so I'm putting it here. The second bucket that I have not been doing is investing. Now, I do have a 401k and an HSA that I invest in. I believe that he's talking to just about post-tax investing. So I am going to be investing in a Roth IRA. I've actually opened up that account with Fidelity and the first transaction is pending, y'all. So $7,000 is the max amount that you can put into a Roth IRA, and that is what I'm planning to do. So because I only get paid twice a month, I'm going to be doing, actually, I'm just do 7,000 divided by 12, which is 583. I am going to round that down to 580. That's a lot. So I want to be able to stick to this. So we're gonna go with 580 a month. All right, and that's a 5, guys, not a 6. So that completes the second bucket. The third bucket is the short to midterm savings, and he has a guideline of doing 5 to 10% of your take-home pay. I have been doing 10% of my take-home pay, but I need to be very realistic, and I am only going to be doing 5% of the take-home pay. So that is $160, and I split that up between Christmas, and these are sinking funds, home maintenance, pet care, and vacation. Christmas is always going to be $50 a month because, like I said, this is a sinking fund, and I have a goal of $500 for Christmas. So mine is 50, and I am not doing anything under $50 for vacation. I was doing $100. I was doing $200 a month, and oops, this needs to be 100. So going down from 200 to 100 is enough for me. So shoot, 3,200 times 5% minus 50 minus 100, $10. So I guess I am gonna have to do $50 for vacation. Oh man, that's okay. But I need to put more than $5 in home maintenance and pet care. So $50 it is for vacation. Okay, 160 minus 50 minus 50. That's better. So what I'm just gonna do to keep it simple is divide the 60 up between these two and put 30 for home maintenance and 30 for pet care. In all of these categories, except for the Roth IRA, is going to be in my high yield savings account, earning some interest. So I'm gonna tally this up. That is $980. So now what I'm gonna do is take the total of 3,200, subtract it by the 1,609 from expenses, and then the 980 from this category. And that leaves me with 611, which is going to be for my guilt-free spending. My blessings and giving, however, is blessings is 10% of the take-home pay, and then giving is going to be $80. I give to the homeless who are out on the street. So again, this is just the projected 320, which is the 10% of the total plus 80, $400. So let me recalculate this. So that leaves me with $211 for my fun money. And nothing is going into savings challenges. I will see once I get into the actual paycheck breakdown if I have any left over to put towards the savings challenges. All right, so that is what I do for the monthly budget. So going into the actual paycheck breakdown, and as you can see here, I do go more into detail with my guilt-free categories, which I do use these as sinking funds as well. So the paycheck for August 7th, $1,783. Now you guys, this is incorrect. This is a 12-day pay period, and on my 11-day pay period, last paycheck, my paycheck was $1,767. So y'all know I was like, where's the rest of my money? Y'all, so we transitioned to a new payroll company, and they did not tell us that we needed to start requesting our PTO in this new payroll system. We've never had to use the old payroll system to put in our PTO. We use a different system to put in our time cards, and because I am management, I put my own time cards in. So I would just put PTO, let my boss know, hey, I'm gonna be gone, and that would be it. So when I saw that 7 hours of my paycheck was missing, I was like, oh no. We were told in a meeting, and this is after payroll was done, that we would need to start requesting it in the new system. I was under the impression that the reason they were telling us this is because they went through all the hard work to get the PTO information out of the separate system that we put our time cards in, and that was not the case. 2 days later, had a meeting, and apparently they gotta pretty much do everybody's over who requested PTO. So this is going to be different than what the actual is. So I'm gonna have to come back and do an actual once I hopefully get the 7 hours that I requested. I did not do a full 8 hours. Yes, I did take my work stuff with me when I went to visit my sister, but I did work for an hour. So I'm gonna have to come back and do an actual with you guys and a separate cash stuffing once I get the remainder of my dues, okay? But for now, we're gonna work with this 1,783, and what I do with my expenses is I split everything in half. So I'm gonna speed you guys through that. This should be 150. I was putting 100. And I'm actually not going to budget anything for pets because this is also like a sinking fund, and I have $100 in there, and I don't need to get anything for the dog right now. So $1,783 minus $791 leaves me with $992. Now, instead of splitting everything here in half, I'm going to actually use this number here of $992, multiply that by the 15%. I'm going to round this down to $145, and that's the amount that I'm going to put in my car maintenance. And this is why I have a hard time automating my stuff. Otherwise, I would, if the $3,200 is what I actually got paid each paycheck, like a bi-weekly paycheck, then I will be able to split all of this in half and then just have it automated. So anywho, going back to the budget, 580, this should be 290. 580 divided by 2, yes, it's 290, because again, I already have that first transfer pending. Christmas is 25. Home maintenance is going to be 15. And I'm actually going to take the $15 that I budgeted for pets and add that on to the 15 that would be if I split it in half for the pet emergency. So this is actually going to be 30. And vacation is going to get 25. If I have any left over, actually, I do have money left over from last month. Hold please. This is my short to midterm savings binder, and I put an envelope all the way in the back for my monthly rollover. So I had a total of 100, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 that I did not spend from the last budget. And this typically comes from my grocery budget and my gas budget. I did have an unexpected bill of $33, so I'm gonna be left with $99. So let me actually add that to the income. And what I'm gonna do with this $99, I'm gonna divide it up by 2. And so I'm gonna put July rollover. I'm gonna do 50. So instead of going through and adding it on, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do with it, okay? I should have did that before all of this, but we're here now, and this is what it is. Okay, going back here, let me add this up. All right, 530, and then I don't need this anymore. 992 minus 530 will leave me with 462. Blessings gets 10% of the take-home pay, so budget 178. Giving is gonna get $40, and I need to make a run to the bank to get that money out of the ATM. I go now and get $80 for the whole month because I use prop money with my cash stuffing now. Personal, I am going to do 35. Birthday gets 20. Gifts gets 50. Family time has $100 in there, so I'm not doing anything. And these are outside of the blessings and giving. These are also my sinking funds. Date night is going to get $50. Self-care is going to get $15. Family savings is going to get $50. And my annual memberships is going to get $22. So 460, which leaves me with $2. So I'm gonna put that $2 into my buffer, and then I'm gonna take this rollover and put that towards my savings challenges. And then what I'm gonna do with my savings challenges now is definitely allocate that towards my vacation, and more than likely some of these guilt-free sinking funds. But again, because 1783 is not the correct paycheck, once I get the remaining, I will come back and put the remaining amount on car maintenance, and then I will probably put the rest of that child in vacation, okay? So the total here is 52, and I know that since I took this $50 from the rollover, this is gonna be 0. What I'm gonna do though here is calculate 1783 plus 50, and I'm gonna put that here. So 1833, and then the rest will be the same. And if I calculated the way that I was supposed to, then when I subtract all of this, the balance should be 0. And I did, yay. So that is how I incorporate the zero-based budgeting. I don't know, there's been like a whole misconception of you either take all of your money out of the bank or you have to spend all of your money. And that's not the case at all. You just assigning every dollar a job, telling every dollar what to do. We're not spending every dollar, and we're not taking every dollar out of the bank. Please don't do that, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. And if you've made it this far, it's time for a giveaway. I am going to be giving away another $25 e-gift card. There will be 2 winners. One will be for a subscriber who has a channel here in the budgeting community. And the second winner is going to be one of my subscribers who does not have a budgeting channel. So just to make this very simple, if you have a budgeting channel, please give me a pink heart. And then if you do not have a budgeting channel, please give me a brown heart. All right, very simple. And you will not be able to enter after 11 p.m. Tuesday the 12th at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I will notify you guys of the winners in my cash stuffing that I will have on Wednesday, August the 13th. I will tag you in the description box, so that is the only way that you will know, all right? I do apologize, but I am not going to be doing a giveaway with the Happy Meal that I got. I'm just not comfortable with mailing out items to you all without a P.O. box. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Y'all be well. I am rooting for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for all of my subscribers, my returning subscribers, my new subscribers, and those of you who may not be subscribed, but y'all return and y'all like and all of the things. I appreciate you all as well. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.